Upon reflection, Matt realized he'd spent much less time in single women's apartments than he would have liked. But even given the lack of data points, he knew Bobby's was on the far end of the bell curve. Much like Frank's, every flat area seemingly had something on it. But Bobby was a lot more eclectic than Frank, a lot nicer to look at, to shout at his hindbrain, but ignored it as best he could, which wasn't very well. She certainly wasn't cover girl material, with her black hair done up in a hasty ponytail, or mostly shapeless jeans and sweatshirt trying and almost succeeding in disguising her figure, and her passionate lack of makeup. But there was an unadorned attractiveness there which he found hard to ignore. Not that the situation was exactly conducive to romance. "Hi, I'm here to discuss the guy you might have gotten killed." Wasn't one of the world-class pickup lines. He shunned any random thoughts of romance back to the cellars of his mind and put on his best professionally neutral expression.
"So, what is it you do exactly? For a living, I mean."
Bobby paused for a moment in her frantic tapping.
Conversion filters, mostly. Bringing stuff from one format to another. Legitimate data, by the way. All licensed appropriately. Over-the-bridge corps don't want to change their files. Our corps don't want to change theirs, so I write the tools which help them join up to exploit infinity together. That's how Frank and I met, actually. He needed my skills, and since he needed something, he was actually passing for a pretty nice guy.
She stopped working and then drummed her fingers.
Really nothing useful here. You know, Tim might know.
Tim?
Yeah, well, he's the sort of guy who started this whole mess. Sort of a friend. Hanger-on, really. A little creepy, a little weird, but no more so than most of the folks I hang out with.
Bobby looked momentarily embarrassed, a state that Matt sensed was unusual for her.
Anyway, as a few weeks ago, we were...
An item?
Matt volunteered. Bobby smiled at the horridly polite euphemism.
Yeah, an item. But Frank...
Wasn't exactly inclined to monogamy, and let me guess, Tim was the one who pointed this out to you.
Good guess. I'm not sure if he was looking to get into my pants himself, or was just one of the many people with a hate-on for Frank, or both. So yeah, he told me. Then...
She stopped to think.
Then we were both a little drunk. Okay, I was kind of a lot drunk, and he was talking about ways I could get back at him, all sorts of stupid, wacky shit, like hacking all his files, or posting some nasty forgeries to the net, or building some sort of paint bomb, or the like, to embarrass the crap out of him. And then one of us, I think it was him, I don't know, it might have been me, just said, tip off you guys. Well, he'd wet himself if the feds came to his door. I figured, I guess that he'd plea bargain a couple of months community service picking up trash or delivering meals to old ladies or something. I mean, you don't get killed for pirating Star Trek.
There was sudden emotion in her voice. She looked back at Matt.
I got him killed, didn't I? I'm responsible. I killed. I mean, he was a bastard and a creep and I wanted him to pay, but this is just...
She took a moment to gather herself.
I'm sorry. It's all sinking in. I got a man killed. That's a lot.
2 men, Matt thought, but figured it was impolite to say as much. She seemed to be suffering enough guilt right now, more than she deserved.
Look, really, it's not your fault. What happened was not something anyone could have expected.
I suppose. Hey!
She slapped her head.
Tim! He's the one that pointed out the shit Frank was pulling. He might have some idea why he was hiding a munchkin.
Matt tried not to smile. Hiding a munchkin sure sounded like a euphemism for something, though he wasn't sure what.
Yeah, good idea. Maybe he can help.
He lives a few blocks from here. Let's go see if he's home.
Matt said, as Bobby began performing a complex ritual of setting her multiple systems into various modes of standby or rest.
Nah, he's one of those people who never takes calls. Best to surprise him.